Hello, guys and girls. It's me, Aaron Lee here, or Aaron Halo 18 today. Today's topic is called Huge Fan of Spider-Man. That would be me, of course. And yeah, let's say that I used to collect Spider-Man action figures back in the 90s when I was a little kid. But I gave them away. I don't have them anymore, but I own all three Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies and the Andrew Garfield movie called Amazing Spider-Man, of course, and I have the complete collection of Ultimate Spider-Man and 2099 Spider-Man. I have the complete, all 46 issues of Spider-Man 2099. Of course, that's... And I do have tons of Amazing Spider-Man issues, too. And I have some, I have Superior Spider-Man comic books also, and I have Spider-Man video games. I have one called Spider-Man Friend or Foe. I have another one called Edge of Time, Web of Shadows. The Tobey Maguire ones, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. And Shattered Dimensions, which I beat Shattered Dimensions, by the way. And I beat Friend or Foe. And I beat Web of Shadows. And I beat the Amazing Spider-Man video game based on the movie. Off of the movie, I mean. Based on the Andrew Garfield one, but the actors were not in the game. Their voices were not in the game. I'm hoping to get Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game to add to the collection. And I really enjoyed the Spider-Man video games. Some of them were kind of comic book cartoonish a little bit, but I fairly enjoyed them. They were a lot of fun to me, and I've started liking Spider-Man since the Tobey Maguire movie franchise, the first Spider-Man I read was Ultimate Spider-Man was the first comic I ever read, and I really enjoyed that series too. You know, I am a big fan of Spidey, so I just wanted to share my thoughts and opinions about Spider-Man. I enjoy everything Spider-Man myself, and I like that they're doing a Spider-Man comic series where they showing all those Spider-Mans from different parallel universes of Peter Parker. There's many different versions of Spider-Man, like over 1,000 or something like that. And there is other type of Spider-Mans in Peter Parker's world, the Amazing Spider-Man world, the original Spidey. So yeah, and I'm even reading the comics digitally of Superior Spider-Man at the Marvel website. And I read I did a Spider-Man article yesterday. I'm so excited about Spider-Man in the future. I just hope they make a next-gen Spider-Man game. Like the Arkham style, of course. That would be kind of cool to see. If they ever did a Spider-Man like the Arkham series. I don't know why they wouldn't. Look at Batman. They make so much money over there. But, I don't know. But the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the next-gen title. It'll probably be a crossover game though. It'll probably be for PS3, PS4, Xbox One, 360, and PC. I think it will. I don't know. It'll come out whenever the movie is released. And, it's in May, of course. And I'm pretty excited about the new Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie. But I don't like the way they did the Green Goblin in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. He looks kind of weird. But the Rhino, they did pretty good job on the Rhino character, and in the movie, of course. And Electro looks pretty good too. Those villains look pretty cool in this new upcoming Spidey film. It's the Andrew Garfield sequel, actually. I heard that there's going to be 2 more after this one. So, like, they said they're going to make like 4 Spider-Man movies or something like that with Andrew Garfield. And they did the exact storyline with Gwen Stacy from Amazing Spider-Man comics, like she goes to London and all of that, and then comes back, and then she gets killed by the Green Goblin or something like that. My dad's kind of sad and disappointed about it, but it'll still be a good movie though. I hope to enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it also. I've never done I never mentioned how I'm a fan of Spidey. Oh, and I have some Spider-Man T-shirts too. And I used to watch. I've watched the animated series of Amazing Spider-Man, for the cartoons from the 90s of Spider-Man. I watched Spider-Man Unlimited and Spider-Man cartoon. And I watched some of Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. To be honest, I didn't like the Amazing the Ultimate Spider-Man animated series. It's kind of too childish. They act too goofy and silly, and I don't really like that. I don't like when cartoons act too goofy, you know. Anime does that too. I mean, I don't like that goofiness. It's kind of silly. I like the more serious type of cartoon in my taste. I like the Marvel cartoons and the DC. I mean the Marvel animated movies and the DC animated movies. I like both those. I think they're pretty cool in my taste. And I'm looking forward to the new Captain America movie also. And the X-Men movie looks pretty cool. Myself too. And Guardians of the Galaxy is another good one. And the new Transformers looks good too. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie looks pretty. The Michael Bay one looks pretty cool. Also, I'm looking forward to these movies this summer. And that movie Noah looked pretty good too. And that Divergent looked pretty good also. But I'm mostly going to talk about Spidey here. Though, and I really hope that they make more Spider-Man video games to please the fans of Spidey. Even my dad grew up reading Spider-Man comic books when he was a kid. He didn't really read them in the 70s, 80s, and 90s too much though, but he used to read Spidey. And he's the one that introduced me to video games and comic books in a way. But no, I kind of like the video game world though. I started liking the comic books after I really started liking comic books after the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. Around the same time I started reading comic books. I just somehow got liking into it. My mom thinks that my dad got me to the, but I got into that stuff on my own time. Uncle Lee kind of started me with the Xbox world. He bought me the original Xbox. That's what he got me. And he got me Halo and Combat Evolved for my Xbox. Also, I did play the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man games a couple times, but yeah, they were alright. I used to play PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games on my PS2 back in the day. And some of them were, I even had Spider-Man for N64. Back in the 90s, you know. Now, you see, you can tell I'm a huge Spider fan. Spider-Man fan. I like all the Spider-Man stuff. I don't like the insect that it represents. Spiders kind of creep me out a little bit there. I do have a little bit of an arachnophobia against spiders, but not Spider-Man. But I like the way they call him Spidey, also. And yes, Mary Jane did say Tiger in the comic books, but I don't really like that. It's kind of cheesy, but whatever. I mean, it worked out in the comics. The comics were a huge success. These comics have been around since 75 years or something crazy like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man. My aide, Suzanne Harlow, gave me a book in 5th grade. It was a big white book. It was all about Spider-Man. I don't know where it is, but and also I had another Spider-Man book in a van called Ultimate Spider-Man book or something. It was all about Spider-Man villains and characters and from the Ultimate universe. I mean, which was pretty cool too. And even Mrs. Forrest got me a huge Marvel book before. Also, there was some lady that I knew from school or something. It was someone's aide. The girl's name was Carly, I believe. And she had Down syndrome, which, yeah, is a disability. But that's all I'm going to say about that. And, I had an aide with all my life in school. I've had an aide since when I first started Bathgate Elementary. That was the elementary I went to. And the middle school I went to was Los Flores. And then the high school I went to was Tesoro. That was the high school I went to, but I went to adult transition for a little bit over a year, and then I quit. I gave up, and that's why I don't go to college or any of that anymore. It got too difficult for me. I ended up choking on a pill, ended up in the hospital, and after that I decided not to go to school anymore. I didn't really like school anyway. I didn't like the learning school or anything. I thought it was boring. But I'm glad that my friends are doing it, but not me. It's not for me anymore. It's not for me anymore. I'd rather be making YouTube videos and having a website. That's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to make a little. I'm doing a vlog video about Spider-Man and stuff like that, and and I'm only I'm a and I'm the only Spider-Man fan here. My mother is not a Spidey fan. She does not like Spider-Man at all, or anything to do with video games or Marvel or comic books and stuff. And yeah. and something there was some sort of theories. I don't know. But I will continue to like Spider-Man 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 4 years. How many years? I'll probably be a fan until I die. I'll be a fan of Spider-Man all my life. That'll never stop. That'll never end. And I'm a bigger fan of Spider-Man than my mother and father put together, and everyone else. And I guess Parker Kinsley likes Spider-Man. Also, and Chris Jonas likes Spider-Man. I think a lot of people like Spider-Man. He's the most beloved character of all time. He really is, and I really like him as Peter Parker. And I'm a little sad that Ultimate Peter Parker was killed by Green Goblin, but they moved on to another character. Miles Morales is the replacement for Ultimate Peter Parker. I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man. And no, I don't like Doc Ock in his mind in the body of Peter Parker. That is kind of lame. I don't like that at all. It's kind of weird and strange. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. In the Amazing Spider-Man is Peter Parker. I mean, I'm glad they ended the Superior Spider-Man. I guess a lot of people complained so harshly about it that they're gonna restart the whole Spider-Man storyline. I mean, it's gonna be called Amazing Spider-Man Issue 1. The Marvel Now version, like the upgraded version of it. Like, this series will be about Peter Parker returning in the body of Peter Parker and staying that way. I hope so. I mean, Peter Parker's memories are still with him somewhere in there, probably. But I've been reading Superior Spider-Man lately. I get them in the mail. I've been getting Spider-Man in the mail since Ultimate Spider-Man days. That's when I started doing the Ultimate Spider-Man things. And I just wanted to do a little video sharing my big fan of Spidey. And I used to like to read the column section from other Spider-Man fans that read the comics. A lot of people were pretty upset that Dr. Octavius was in the body of Peter Parker, in the mind of Peter Parker, I mean. But Peter Parker's memories and Peter Parker's still there in his head somewhere. Peter Parker just needs to remember and come back. And okay, I still read Superior Spider-Man no matter what, because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and I keep reading them, and I'll never stop reading them. And yeah, I'm the only big, huge comic fan around here. Some of my friends are huge too, but huge fans. I mean, Spider-Man is a beloved character. I said that already, but I don't really remember the action figures of Spider-Man. I used to have a pretty big Spider-Man action figure once, but some girl back then broke it, and yeah, that was kind of sad. But whatever. And I'm having a pretty good day. My day is going good today. I was just watching some Ghost Robo, but I watch too much Ghost Robo. I watch like his videos like almost every day, which is kind of crazy. But yeah. And Monday's my quiet day. I mean, nobody ever visits me on Mondays. I'm always by myself on Mondays, but most of the week I have people over almost every day. I sometimes have a cousin over on the weekend, and my Bible studies every Tuesday, my game days every Thursday. I'm trying to get more of my friends to come over, but some of them work too hard during the day. They might come over during the evening sometime, and my dad will make them dinner whenever they came over, and stuff like that. And I'm glad that these people come over all these days, and I like when people come over on Friday to visit too, and when Brian comes over, and Matt Peters and Karen and Logan, all those guys. I love having them here, and it's good to see them. And it's good to see Chris Jonas during the week. All of them, actually. They're all pretty cool people. Yeah. And we're also Christian too, and that's pretty good. And yeah. It may be a nice day today, but it's pretty cold, pretty chilly today in California. I mean, and that is, and the weather's pretty much crazy everywhere. I don't know. Some parts of the U.S. is like snowing and freezing cold during springtime. I thought spring was supposed to be nice and warm, but it's not. I don't know why it's not. And I don't think the summer will be very hot either. It'll probably be the same. And don't mind that noise. And that was just my vent machine going off. And yes, if you wonder what this is, it's breathing equipment to help me breathe. That's what is in my nose. And don't ask questions about it anymore. I don't know why you people want to know so much about it, but it's kind of a new technology. It's not really. This hasn't been around that long, so it's pretty new. It's been around since like 2010 or something, like that. It's pretty new. So I know you're not familiar with any medical or anything to do with. I wear all this stuff because of my disability. So I hope you do understand. I do have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I hope you really do. And I hope you have compassion for that. And I hope you don't act like a jerk about it. You have to be pleasant and kind and nice. I don't like negativity on YouTube. Or I don't like negative comments either, or rude or nasty jokes. I don't like any of that. It does bother me that people say rude things to me on YouTube. I don't like it. So stop doing it. Even Ghost Robo complains that he doesn't like people that are mean to him either. Some people act like jerks on YouTube, and it's not cool. Guys, come on. You know, I'm trying my best here on my channel, and I'm trying to be as fun and entertaining for you guys. And girls, of course. And yeah, now I have this is my 518th video. You guys have helped. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I wouldn't have done it without you. I've got over 500 videos now, which is pretty good, and I have a little bit over 200 subscribers too, like 222 or something, or 21, something like that, which is pretty awesome. Thank you so much for subscribing and rating and your comments and your likes and you adding it to your favorites and liking and viewing and subscribing and opinions and thoughts. I really appreciate it, guys, and stay tuned for more, like I say, guys and girls. And don't forget to please rate, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, opinions, and thoughts. I hope you like it and enjoy it for your viewing pleasure, guys and girls, and stay tuned for more. guys and girls. And don't forget to drink some hot chocolate. And I'll see you all later.